Okay. Yeah, we do need to update that page. Sorry, had an issue. I messed up a roster and it made it so the team wouldn't load in because I accidentally overwrote the position. So, all good though. Should be set. We have Omaha, as we see here. They are the away team in this matchup against the Memphis Kings. Memphis, of course, looking for their um, first win of the season. Still early though, but Memphis has played pretty well last week, so I expect another good game this week. And then Omaha also lost in pretty winnable fashion. Um, so I think this is going to be a really good matchup here. I think both these teams are very evenly matched and have good game plans and good unis, of course. So Memphis is home yet again. We're going to get some football action on this Saturday. We've got a little bit of snow in the air tonight. Oh long. Um, yeah, not as much as you Eastern folks, but yeah, not too much. It's pretty nice here actually. It's a crisp. It's actually like 18 degrees. It's the nicest it's been in a while. 18 degrees, and I mean it's still like 20 mile per hour winds, so it's like a wind chill of -2. But air temp it's fine. Let's set up the game. Memphis, I like to go to Atlanta because they're kind of close in proximity, I guess. I don't really know why. Um, I mean, in Midwestern terms, Atlanta's just down the road from Memphis. Let's see. What did I say? Clear and low winds. That should be fun. We saw the kicker for the Kings really go off last week. We'll see if it's a kicker battle. We have two of them in this game. Caden Coleman and Ardeline. I can't. What's his name? All right, I'm looking it up right now. It's Manel Ardeline. All right, Manel Ardeline, Caden Coleman. I'm just gonna highlight the kickers because they don't get enough love. And yeah, I think it could come down to a last-second field goal in this game, but we'll find out. Our experts in this one have a very, very evenly matched game. 53% chance favor of Memphis. You know what? I think that's worth a prediction. If you think so, TLK, I'm gonna throw it up here. A classic. Who will win prediction? We have Kings and Vipers. Let's just set it to 1 minute. So we'll get things going lickety split. But yeah, a very evenly matched game, although the devs the devs have some pretty wide spreads here. 26, 32, 28 and 31 point spreads. That's something. Um I could probably close out of the PBE stream. Looks like they're about done for the day. So yeah, get your predictions in, win some channel points. Use your channel points to get the high wins dude emote. That's what we all like to see. Just I don't know where's my high wins dude. Maybe I lost it. Anyway, well, it is about time to kick off here in Memphis. Stream looks okay. I don't know. Sometimes I like my frames per second. I'm not dropping frames, but my frame rate drops. Um, that makes any sense. I've been noticing that the last couple streams, but I can't really see the quality on your end. Everything looks great to me. Um, no, it's not in the load. It's just in general. I don't know why. Um, so if it looks bad, you just gotta let me know. I really don't watch it. I mean, I guess I could watch it in another screen, but I like having the Discord pulled up instead. Instead of me rambling, let's talk about football. Over under football, I say yes. By 2. On the 30-yard line, the Kings start on offense. and they hand it off to Troy Frosty, who's been an offensive force really this season, both in the receiving and rushing game. Now the Kings passing it on 2nd and 4. Tough throw. Well covered by this Vipers defense. Going to bring up a early 3rd down attempt for this Kings offense. Now in the weak eye, we have Harold Flower throwing it deep into double coverage again. Had the underneath route, but elected not to go to it. And that is going to be a quick 3 and out for the Memphis Kings. So Vipers defense looking strong. Hunt from Menel, Ardeline to DJ Murray. He's going to field it at the 20, get about 7 or so. And Vipers take over on offense. Under center today's game, we have Jamiracle Robinson Jr. And he's going to throw it. And not connect, though. Good coverage here early by the Kings and Vipers. We'll see who breaks first, though, is Robinson Jr. throwing it and gets it to Uter Lighthorn, his tight end. He likes to use him. And that is a first down. The first down of this game, 23-yard pickup, going to get the Vipers just on the other side of the 50. Now we've got a flag on the play, but John Adonetto with a huge catch down the sideline. Gets in the red zone, but I think it's coming back on a hold. Yes, it is. Lumberjack GM 22. Good to have you here. Do you have a player with us? I'm sorry, you're showing you're a first-time chatter, so I can't really draw the correlation right now, but welcome. CJ. Oh, okay. After that incompletion, couple incompletions in a row from Robinson Jr. It is 3rd and 20. On the 40, and Robinson Jr. is going to dump it off short to Bubba Tree, who gets some yardage, so they're just picking up a little bit of yards so they can set up a potential coffin. Cade Coleman now out to punt. 4th and 11. Coleman boots this one wretchedly. That is a shank if I ever did see one, so instead of flipping the field position 40 yards, it's flipped 10 yards. Kings taking over on their own 40. And the first play blown up by Emperor Fuyakage. Awesome one. Tough to tackle Troy Frosty, and does just that. Now Flower under pressure. There's a late flag, and that is a hold. Didn't seem like the holding was affecting the ability for the D-line to get through. 2nd and 21 now after that penalty. So both teams moving backwards about as much as forwards in this game. Flower drops back, throwing it, gets it to Luke Rogers on a huge completion of about 19. Going to set up a very manageable 3rd and 2. Now, heavy formation for the Vipers. We'll see a pass, and it's almost intercepted. Instead, it dropped by the defender. 4th and 2 coming up, and Ardeline's going to pin him deep. Wow, what a great punt. Vipers now with a long field to work with. Despite playing great defense, they are back in the shadow of their goalpost at the 5-yard line. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Pressure gets him, but does get it off to Adonetto. He gets them a lot of breathing room. Pickup of 16. GM of the Kings is eyeing the balance. Harold Flower. That offsides will be accepted. So Vipers trying to string together a drive despite the long field position. They've got 1st and 5 at the 26. Adonetto with the carry, following his blocks nicely and weaving up the field. It's down to the 37, just like that. Vipers putting together a good drive. Couple first downs here. Largely thanks to Adonetto. Now Robinson Jr. throwing it in double coverage. That falls harmlessly to the ground. Yeah, I don't think the Kings GM made the end zone. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody did in a previous. Which also, TLK, if you notice, the Kings blue in the end zone doesn't seem like it's, yeah. Anyway, Robinson Jr. back to pass. Has one-on-one and well covered by the Kings. So on that third down, it's going to be a punt again for the Vipers. We'll see if Coleman can boot it better than last time. So despite what looked like to be the start of a great drive, instead is going to be a 3-and-out for the Vipers. Kings ball on the 25. We've got back and forth action here. Flower back to pass. His easy throws, but gets it out to Lautaro Huaycapan for a pickup of 5. Great connection under duress by Flower, who can't seem to be comfortable in the pocket this game. 2nd and 5 now. Flower drops back to pass, slinging it deep, and Vipers all over that. We are all over with the first quarter. Still 0-0 here. We'll see who breaks the tie. Now, 3rd and 5. Kings on their own 30. Pressure's coming. Flower gets it out, but it is dropped, and that player had space to make things happen, but drops the ball. Tough drop for the Kings, and that's going to force a punt. So our line punts it back to the Vipers. DJ Murray to field it at the 25. The 8-yard return, as we commonly see, to about the 34. Vipers looking to be the first to strike first. You know, they've got them fangs. They can do that. As Robinson Jr. throws it away. Flag. We'll see what it is. It's a hold. Yep, usually a holding play in those kind of situations, and send them back 10. Lots of penalties here in the early going of this game. See if that holds true later in the game where they can be really pivotal. Now Robinson Jr. makes up that penalty yardage, gets it to Bubba Tree, makes it 2nd and 6. So actually the result of that is actually better than what would have been if the Kings had declined the penalty, ironically. And so now Vipers running the ball, Adenetto getting the first down. Vipers starting to string something together. They've got a first down at their own 45 now. Adenetto with some good yardage. We'll see if they can give him a touchdown. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Pressure's coming, but looking for, I believe, Bubba Tree. That might have been Estrada. I can't think of the numbers exactly. No, Tree 7. I think Estrada was 3. Cannot connect, though. Incomplete. 2nd down. Robinson Jr. throwing it, looking for Adenetto, but I think that was a drop. I couldn't tell if the Kings got their hands on it or not, but nonetheless, it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 here. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Has the out route wide open. It's Uter Lighthorn who makes a man miss. He's down the sideline. And now the Vipers in striking distance. They are down to the Kings 23 after that huge pickup on 3rd down. Just what the Vipers needed. We'll see if the Kings can clamp down on defense or not. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Throwing it to a wide open Hunter Estrada. Estrada down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Vipers. Estrada's first catch. He's been targeted a few times. Hasn't reeled anything in yet until that last one. Now run by Adenetto, who weaves through. Does he have the touchdown? Yes, he does. Vipers strike first. Touchdown, Omaha. They go up 6-0 early in this one. Memphis going to be playing from behind yet again. Hayden Coleman's PAT up and good. Going to make it 7-0 now. We're about halfway through the second. Luke Rogers to return. That's going to give the Kings the ball at the 27-yard line. Now we're trying to make something happen. He's under pressure quickly, but gets it out quickly. Lateral Huaycapan gets some blocks and the juke move to make a man miss. Kings with one of their best offensive plays of the game. Good pickup of about 22. And they put him close to midfield. Now Flower drops back to pass. They pick up the blocks. Wide open is Troy Frosty down the middle. He makes a man miss, and he's gone. Troy Frosty, touchdown to knot this one up. That is such a strong connection, Flower to Frosty. And Kings on the board with their first touchdown of the season, actually. PAT is good from Ardelion. And we've got a fun one in store. Yeah, they actually, so funnily enough, they haven't scored the fewest points in Dev League, but don't have a touchdown. So they have the second fewest points in Dev League, not the least, but they have no touchdowns. So figure that one out. 7-7 here. We are past the 2-minute warning, and Robinson Jr. trying to will a end of the quarter lead. I believe the Kings started with the ball, so Omaha trying to score and then get the ball back at the half. Robinson Jr. with some time, throws an interception. It's Boderman at the line of scrimmage. Robinson Jr. trying to get it underneath, threw it maybe a little too soon, and the Boderman INT gets them good field position. Kings now at the Omaha 30. And there's an out route to Luke Rogers, 2nd and inches coming up for the Kings at the 20. So the Kings have actually gotten some turnovers on offense. That's their 4th or 5th interception as a team on the season, as Frosty making a man miss. Pickup of just over 10. They make it 1st and 10. They're not going to call it goals, so Memphis in striking distance. So, I mean, the Kings have been better, I think, than the scores have indicated, as Flower finds a wide open Frosty, but Frosty drops it. That would have been a walk-in touchdown. Said it's 2nd and 10. Now in the gun. 3 receivers to the left. Flower throwing it. Finds Frosty. Frosty doesn't drop that one. Troy Frosty's 2nd receiving touchdown of the game comes with 60 seconds left in the quarter, and the Kings have their 2nd touchdown in this one. PAT is good. Make it 14-7. They are on top of Omaha. We will boot this one away. Omaha with all 3 timeouts, though, and a minute to score, so definitely possible. Kick off to Bubba Tree. He's going to run this one back to about the 28-yard line, 29-yard line. So 55 seconds to go, 71 yards, no problem for Jamirico Robinson Jr. He's got the arm. We'll see if he gets the protection. Now Robinson Jr. throwing it, and that is a sea of baby blue. Well covered by the Memphis Kings, who are playing with a lead for the first time in this game, I think. This quick flag, so free play, I believe, and Adanetta with a huge catch. No, it's a hold. It's a hold on the offense. Another penalty in this one. Not what the Vipers needed. You see the stats for Jamirico Robinson Jr., who's actually been playing pretty solid, except for that lone INT, which set up the Kings' most recent touchdown. Now 3rd and 20. Memphis with all 3 of their timeouts. Probably get the ball with a good starting field position. They could conserve some clock here as the fullback dive to Hippopo Thomas. And yes, the Kings do call a timeout after that 2-yard gain. The Kings are going to have about 30 seconds and 2 timeouts to score maybe a field goal here before the end of the half. Punt from Coleman to Daddy Longlegs. Longlegs going to get to about the 44-yard line. And so I'd say to get into field goal range here, the Kings need about 25 yards. That's still a long field goal. It's makeable, but comfortable be 30. Flowers slinging it, and that pass is incomplete. He was hit as he had some people open potentially, but just didn't have the protection. Mark it 2nd and 10. Now Flower drops back, throwing it to the comeback route. It's Luke Rogers, and the Kings call their 2nd timeout. They are on the other side of the 50, but face a 3rd and 2. We'll see what play they call here. They're in the I. Vipers in the 6-2. Flower fumbles it, and the Vipers pick it up. And that is the newly acquired Grenault Sassy with the fumble recovery. So the Vipers could strike. They have all 3 timeouts. They just need a big play, and there's a quick pass to Boderman. Timeout Omaha. Not what they needed. so they can't set up a field goal. I think they're going to go in Hail Mary formation here. 5 seconds left. Robinson Jr. back to pass, throwing it short. And that will do it. Incomplete. Will bring us to halftime. Kings up 14-7, but the Vipers start out with the ball. So we'll see if that fumble recovery for the Vipers gets them some momentum. Now, the kickoff to Bubba Tree. We fielded and returned out to about the 27. Omaha down by 7, as they have been for about half of the second quarter. Robinson Jr. throwing it, and Hunter Estrada in space, one-on-one, comes back to the ball nicely, gets a big first down. Sets the Vipers up now at the 43-yard line. Robinson Jr. throwing it to Hippopotamus, who is hit hard at the 50, but a pickup of 7 to make it 2nd and 3. Now, the misdirection from Adenetto, but is blown up in the backfield. Tom Edwards getting in there and making plays. Loss of about 3. 3rd and 6. Now with trips tight to the left, Robinson Jr. throwing it deep, though, to the wide receiver on the right, and that is incomplete. So I believe the Vipers will punt this one away. 4th and 6 here. Trying to pin them deep is Coleman, and I think that's a touchback. Yes, it is. So the Kings take over on their own 20-yard line, trying to extend their lead. We'll see how they play this one out. Flower, under pressure, just gets rid of it, and he cannot buy any time from this hungry Vipers defense. Has strung just enough together, but you'd think he could have a little bit higher completion percentage if he wouldn't have to throw the ball away so much. And there's a wide open receiver underneath, but cannot connect. Underthrew him, just like that. Kings face a 3rd down situation. Now on 3rd and 10, it's Flower under pressure, just gets rid of it. Make it 4th and 10. So the Kings to punt this one away with our line. I think it's going to set the Vipers up with decent field position as DJ Murray gets out to about the 44. This is about where the Vipers ended their drive last time. Now on 1st down, it's Robinson Jr. throwing it, and Bubba Tree grabbing it. Nice, tough catch. Robinson Jr., though, makes the connection, gets the Vipers in Memphis territory. They're on the 42.5. Robinson Jr. throwing it at double coverage, and that could have been another interception. Instead, falls incomplete, 2nd and 10. Robinson Jr., there is a flag. I think that's going to be an offsides, but Bubba Tree will get some great yardage there. And they will decline it, so I probably would have accepted it, but they're going to decline it, make it 3rd and 1. Here, Kings in the 6-2. We'll see what the Vipers do. And Miracle Robinson Jr. finds Uter Lighthorn. Very great connection on 3rd down, picks up the 1st down. Omaha now at the 27. Fullback dive for Popo Thomas gets a good pickup of 7 there. Had a catch or 2 and now a run for 7. Couple runs and a catch. So some production out of that fullback position. Now Adenetto with some blocks. He had the touchdown earlier. Maybe hunting for the end zone again. Gets Omaha another 1st down. They are inside the 15. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Just throws this one away. 2nd and 10 now. With trips right, it's a misdirection to Adenetto, who gets some blocks. And that will be a pickup of 8. Mark it 3rd and 2. See how the Vipers play this one. I thought they were going to run, but they are in the gun. Robinson Jr. throwing it, overthrows might have had a first down there. It was going to be close. Kings defender was right there, and so they are going to line up for a field goal attempt to try to cut this deficit. Cadence Coleman is up and good. The chip shot, 22-yarder, slices through the right upright, and Omaha is up to 10 points. They still trail by 4. Caden Coleman to kick this one away. Rogers, not long legs, going to field this one. Get to the 27-yard line. Kings trying to extend their lead here. We are already approaching the end of the third quarter, so definitely a very close game. Flower has some time, gets a wide open Luke Rogers, and you see what happens when the Kings have time to throw the ball. They can make plays happen. Now, Troy Frosty with the pitch. Going to get 9. That'll make it 2nd and 1. See how the Kings play this. Vipers in a heavy formation and swallow up Troy Frosty in the backfield. Cat, the mascot, just hitting people hard behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 5. Make it 3rd and 6 now. Flower throwing it. Wide open was the receiver, but does the animation that everyone loves so much. Would have been an easy first down. Instead, the Kings have to punt it away. And Arline's punt will go well through the back of the end zone. That is a touchback, and Omaha back on offense. Now, Thomas with the fullback dive is going to take us to the end of the quarter. Let's see some 4s in chat because we've got a really close ball game here, folks. 2nd and 6 now. We have Omaha trailing by just 4. But they do have the ball. They haven't done much since early on, but there's a great connection. Noah Fart with the catch. Robinson Jr. That is going to put the Vipers up to the 39-yard line. Vipers throwing it again and intercepted. It's Jamal Booker with an INT. I think that's his first INT of the season. I could be wrong. Daddy Longlegs was getting a lot of the interceptions, but Jamal Booker coming up big for the Kings. Now Flower throwing it, and the Omaha DB closing in. Breaks up that pass. Make it 2nd and 2. The pressure was coming, and Flower just had to get rid of it. Pressure coming again, and it's a fumble! And the Vipers pick it up. It's Creek Breacher on the fumble recovery. And so the Kings cannot capitalize on the turnover. They cause a turnover themselves. And now it is 1st and 10 for Omaha at the 38. Uter Lighthorn on the out route. Going to get it down to the 9-yard line. Or 29-yard line. 28, 2nd and inches. Misdirection now from Adenetto, who has the first down. Tough running there. Clock keeps rolling though, but plenty of time for the Vipers here. See how this game plays out. Only a 4-point deficit is the fullback dive, and those have been sneaky and effective. 9-yard pickup by Hippopotamus. 2nd and 1. 6-2 coming in for the Kings, and pitch out to Adenetto, who has a first down. Couple-yard pickup. And that is going to put the Vipers at the 15-yard line. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Has time. Gets it to Adenetto, who makes a man miss and walks into the end zone next to the pylon. Vipers are ahead in this one after the fumble. And now Memphis trails by 3 here after that PAT. Caden Coleman to boot this one away. Rogers to return it. And that will be Kings ball now at the 28-yard line. They trail by 3. So Kings with their first deficit since early in the second quarter now. Flower with some time throwing it to a wide open Troy Frosty. That's the go-to Memphis Kings play. We saw it last year a lot with uh, Flower to Tom Tebow. We're seeing it now with Flower to Frosty. Now, back to pass. The pressure is picked up, but Frosty cannot come down with it. 2nd and 10. Kings on their own 48. Flower back to pass. Pressure's coming, but gets it out quickly. The Botterman. Yes, you love to see a Botterman action here. And that will get the Kings down to about the 38-39 yard line. Clock is stopped at 2:15. Flower has to get rid of it, but gets it to Troy Frosty, who comes back to the ball nicely. 8-yard pickup, and we're going to get down to the 2-minute warning, I believe. So, Kings putting together a great drive right when they need it. They've got 2nd and 2 at the 30 as we come out of the 2-minute warning. See what play they call here. Frosty in the backfield, and Frosty's going to have the first down. So good running from Troy Frosty. It's about 4. Fresh set of downs for the Kings. Now in the goal line formation. Interesting call. Flowers going to drop back to pass and get hit hard. Cap the mascot on the sack. Gonna bring them all the way back to the 33, 2nd and 17. Now Kings in the gun. Flower has to get rid of it. Gets it to Joey Din. Din's first catch of the game. Picks up only a couple. 3rd and 15 coming up. So Kings probably need a handful more yards for a comfortable field goal. See what they do. Flower fumbles it, and Botterman picks it up, and they are way, way out of field goal range now. And they're going for it. And wow, that is just tough ending for the Kings as Flower throws an interception to Keon Brooks. Keon Brooks with, I think he had an interception earlier, all but seals this game. So Jamirico Robinson Jr. throwing it, oddly enough, instead of running it. It's going to stop the clock at 37 seconds. So with that, that's not technically game over. Yeah, I don't know if it's the Vipers offense coming up big or just bad play calling. And that is a long throw, so another incompletion stops the clock at 30 seconds. Keep in mind, Caden Coleman shanked a punt earlier, and it looks like the Vipers are going to have to punt here. 30 seconds left, and the Vipers throwing it again. But this time, it's caught by Uter Lighthorn. That moves the sticks, and Memphis has to use their first time out. Now, you're going to kneel this one out finally. It was kind of playing risky business throwing the ball. I thought one more incompletion could have gave the Kings the ball back, but instead the Omaha Vipers are going to hold on to win this one 17-14. And that is your final. So there was a lot of pressure put on Flower. The Kings had a little bit of a lead, but could not string enough together. A couple costly turnovers near the end. Pretty much did them in. Antonetto had some good production, and Robinson Jr. just doing enough to get the Vipers a W. They moved to 2-1 in the season. Kings dropped to 0-3. We will take you to our next game. We have Nightmares and Narwhals, the battle of the N teams. Yeah, I mean that was a bad pass, but like, I mean it wouldn't have mattered. You're not going to convert a 4th and 28. It's basically just a turnover on downs either way you slice it. The interception is just kind of a formality, I guess. Oh, shit. All right. Who is the away team? It is the Nightmares. So let's go to Barcelona. I completely missed Barcelona. There we are. The Narwhals are also way up here. Okay, let's see how this game shakes out. I think this is going to be another good one like last game. We'll see how the Narwhals offense handles the Nightmares defense. And like I said in the Discord earlier, I think really, though, the story is going to be the opposite sides of the ball going at it because, you know, with each of these teams, we know what we're getting. So let's set up the game here. We have snow, no wind. And our experts in this one have Narwhals as the favorite. So again, Nightmares, an underdog for the third straight game in a row, I believe, but their 2-0 record doesn't seem to care about that. We're going to see how the game shakes out here. I should probably pay out the last prediction. Choose outcome. So 5K was bet on the Vipers, and congratulations, the Vipers. You bettors had won 70 channel points. You know, TLK, you want to do another one just for funsies? We got about a handful or 10 or so viewers in here. Do another one. I think it's going to be closer than the odds indicate. So let's do it. Nightmares and Narwhals. You got 1 minute to gamble. Oh. What? Who will win? Alright, if I can get this prediction going here. Error creating prediction. Oh, you already created it. Oh. I did not see that. Well, yeah, but I can't read TLK. And I don't think I'm going to get mine off in time. I was going to bet big on the Narwhals, but instead, it looks like a lot of Vipers, or Nightmares, Nipers, whatever, are betting a lot of points on their team to win. We'll see how it shakes out. Kickoff coming up right now. We've got a little bit of snow here in Iceland as the Narwhals play host to the Nightmares. Well, it closed, so that might be why you can't bet. I don't know. And so, the Narwhals start with the ball first. They get the ball at the 21-yard line. Change the view. And it'll be Ucker under center to throw right away. Pressure's picked up nicely. He's just going to bomb it deep to Gonzo Leifson. What an opening play. My goodness. Pass for about 52 yards. And now, Sahil Qureshi blown up in the backfield, though. Can't think of the user's first name, but that's Thompson. Garrett Thompson. Yep, that's right. They got a couple Thompsons, I think, on this team. Garrett Thompson with the tackle for loss, make it 2nd and 11. Now Ucker throwing it, gets it to Emidas Blair, the portal creator. Well, I don't think is updated, but, you know, that's besides the point. Going to put them at 3rd and 1. So heavy formation, 6-2 for the Nightmares. Ucker drops back to pass. Pressure's picked up and gets it to Brian Alexander Jr. Tough catch in traffic. He's going to make it first and goal to goal. Ball at the 4-yard line. Now Ucker drops back to pass again. Has a lot of time. Gets it underneath. Gonzo Leafson wide open. Touchdown. Then you just see yourself catch a touchdown. Ucker throwing the ball quite a bit on that drive. 4 passes, 4 completions, 80 yards. Narwhal strike quickly. They are up 7-0. Now Luca De Ferrari to return this one. Sets up the Barcelona Nightmares at the 26-yard line. Well, they'll look to respond on offense. They're down early by 7 here. Peterson on the carry. Nice carry up the middle. Gonna get them to about the 37-yard line. Pickup of 11 for first down for the Nightmares. Play action now. Has a lot of time throwing it though, and double covered. Good coverage by the Narwhal is going to make it 2nd and 10. Now in the strong eye. A pitch to the fullback, the Boderman fullback. Don't see the fullback pitch too often, but that time it gets some 6. Make it 3rd and 4. Now goal line formation here. It's going to be a handoff to Peterson, who is stopped short of the first down marker. So the Narwhal's defense clamps down when they need to. Going to force a Hato punt. But Hato is going to punt it well and will not be fielded by Frost. Instead, going to roll down to the 11. So 89-yard field to work with for the Narwhals. Last time they drove 79 yards or 80 yards or so. Ucker throwing it deep again, and it's Gonzo Leafson getting into a wrestling match there. Another huge play. Yeah, they have Jonathan Check Yourself as the O-line, and he's good. That's why you're not getting any pressure. 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. Ball on the Nightmares 39, 2nd and 10 for the Narwhals, and Ucker's just going to dump this one short to Sahil Qureshi, and that is going to be a 5-yard pickup. Well, he's different because he's on a majors team, but he's sent down, so it's that mechanic's still kind of not working correctly. 3rd and 5, and that incompletion make it 4th and 5, so a long field goal attempt for David Vent, who's going to kick this one, and it is no good. So I forgot the 2. David Vent 2 cannot make the field goal. Very close, but it doinks. So 3-yard pickup after that missed field goal for the Nightmares makes it 2nd and 7. Now, the fullback dive. Gonna pick up about 6. That's fullback Boderman's been getting some love here. Already got 12 yards and 3rd and 1 for the Nightmares. Pitch out to Peterson, and he is hit hard quickly. Elm Street swallows him up for a 4-yard loss. Wow. So another punt coming up for the Nightmares. It's Otto going to get this one to Frost. Frost is going to take this one at the 10. Going to get a good little return out to the 29-yard line, and we get to the end of the first quarter. Now, Narwhals with the ball, and actually their best starting field position of the game. Wait, what's going on? Where's the QB? Oh, no. Oh, no. What is that? Well, we'll see if the delay of game resets it here. And it looks like it will. So Ucker was out, doing stuff. And he's going to throw this one incomplete on 1st and 15. I think he's taking a bathroom break, but it wasn't just him in the bathroom, if you know what I mean. Now on 2nd and 15, it's Ucker who's going to throw it to Seal Qureshi. Had the wide open underneath route to the left, but instead gets 5 with Qureshi. That'll make it 3rd and 10. Now Ucker back to pass, has some time, throwing it, gets it to Brian Alexander Jr. First down for the Narwhals, who convert on 3rd down. I think, yeah, Alexander Jr. with the second completion. It's the Narwhals out to the 45. Now, another throw on the comeback. Make it 2nd and 10, incomplete. Narwhals trying to string together another drive. The missed field goal, it's Ucker throwing it to Virginia Emmett, who is playing in both leagues apparently. Gonna get about 11. First down for the Narwhals. Ucker on this first down is passing it again. He's going to throw it to Virginia Emmett again, and that is a 6-yard pickup. Mark it 2nd and 4. Now Ucker dropping back to pass. Has a lot of time. Throwing it to a wide open Gazo Leafson, who jukes, gets blocks, and gets the score. Touchdown Narwhals, and they are just exploding on offense. Keep in mind, before this game, in the previous 2 games, I guess, Barcelona hasn't allowed a single point. This game, they've allowed 13 after that missed PAT from David Bent 2. I've got to put the 2 in there. So, Barcelona down by 13. They're going to return the ball and get it to about the 28-yard line, 29-yard line. They need to make something happen on offense. And like I said earlier, I think, it was pretty well known that the Narwhals were good on offense. And right now we're going to see how good they are on defense. They've been playing well for a quarter and a half so far. But it's a 4-quarter game. And this Nightmares offense is a little underdeveloped. And so that's part of the problem as well. Scruff McGruff with the face mask. Going to get the Nightmares a first down, so maybe the momentum the Nightmares need to break the goose egg. They have the ball at their own 42. Now handoff to Peterson, who's got some space. Picks up 8. 2nd and 2. 6-2 in formation incoming for the Narwhals, but we hit the 2-minute warning already here. 13-0. And a handoff to Peterson, who's going to have the first down. Good running by Lucas Peterson. Going to get the Nightmares down to the 44-yard line of the Narwhals. So one of the best drives of the Nightmares of the night. Now Williams back to pass. Has some time, but pressure's getting to him and throws it into double coverage. Make it 2nd and 10. Okay, the David Bent 2's league might need to be adjusted to SCFSL. That's what I've noticed, is that you can't offer scholarships to the majors, or if they're in the wrong league. Now Peterson on 3rd and 2 is going to get the first down. Good running from Peterson on 3rd downs here this drive. They are inside the 30, well within Hato's range, but I think they want 6 here. Now Williams back to pass. Has some time throwing it, and Narwhals not allowing much in the passing game this game. Williams only 1 for 4 for 8 yards. Williams drops back to pass again. Has Peterson, and Peterson drops the ball. Tough drop, had a lot of space to work with. Going to make it 3rd and 10. Now on 3rd and 10, another throw to Peterson's direction, but that is overthrown. Mark it 4th and 10. The clock stopped at 41 seconds. They're going to bring out Otto for the field goal, who had quite a few field goals last game. Kick is up, and no doubt about it through the elements. 45-yarder is good, putting Barcelona on the board. 13-3 is the score though. 10-point deficit. The Narwhals will get the ball back here. Ahead by 10. They have all 3 timeouts. We'll see if they try to score quickly. They've been throwing the ball deep on the first play of the drive, like every single drive. We'll see if that changes here. Ucker back to pass, has time, throwing it to Brian Alexander Jr. Has a lot of space. Narwhals call their first timeout of the game. Just like that, Narwhals already at their own 43-yard line. Now Ucker back to pass again, has time, looking for double coverage, and it's intercepted! Grigoris Polychronidis with the INT. So kind of an arm punt, but the Narwhals will not likely score before the end of the half. Instead, it'll be balls back to the Nightmares from the Greek Nightmares INT. Gambler with his first catch, and I think that's only Williams' second completion. He's going to bring the clock down, though. To halftime we go. Nightmares trailing by 10. Narwhals in control this game, but we'll see if that end of the half interception gave them the momentum they needed. They're going to get the ball back here as David Vent 2 kicks it off. Dave Ferrari return this one. We'll get to about the 28-yard line. Now Williams back to pass on first 10. Way overthrown there. Had a receiver there with some space. Also had his running back on the flat. Get 2nd and 10. Williams back to pass again. Finds the fullback Boderman, who gets about 9. They get a very manageable 3rd and 1. They've been very good at running the ball on these 3rd and short yardage situations. We'll see what they do here. It is a run, and Pearson is short. The Narwhals stop him short. And that is going to force a Barcelona Nightmares punt. So Narwhals opening half defense is strong, and no TLK, you do not want to go for it. Calvin Frost to return it. He's going to get to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Narwhals. They're in a goal line formation and passing it. Pressure is coming, but gets it to Sahil Qureshi, who picks up 9. Good catch out of the backfield from Qureshi. We've seen a couple from him today, 3 actually, and now 2nd and 1. We'll see what they do here. Nightmares in a 6-2, and it's the misdirection of Qureshi, who has some space, but not quite enough speed to hit the hole. Does get the first down. Pickup of about 4. And that will give the Narwhals a fresh set of downs on their own 44. Now throw to Brian Alexander Jr. He's been a good target. Tries to juke to get some more space. Cannot get much, though. Pickup of about 10. Another first down for the Narwhals. They are in Nightmare territory. Now the end around with Virginia Emmett. I thought he was going to cut the field and just blow it open, but instead, Garrett Thompson, a tackle for a loss of 1. He gets 2nd and 11. Now Ucker drops back to pass, has time, and a wide open Virginia Emmett, who cannot run the ball on end arounds, but can catch the ball. 3rd catch, I think, on the day for Virginia Emmett. Gets the Narwhals down to the 30-yard line. Now Ucker back to pass with a lot of time to throw. Then pressure gets him late and forces the incompletion. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 30. And it's pitched to Qureshi, who's got space and blocks. It's a good pickup of 7. Make it a very manageable 3rd and 3. Ucker drops back to pass, and wide open is Virginia Emmett for a touchdown. The Nightmares tried to send the house, and the Narwhals were able to pick it up really well. That gives the Narwhals a 20-3 lead, so 17-point, 3-score, however you want to look at it, lead in this one. Nightmares need to make things happen quickly. Luca De Ferrari on the return. Going to get it out to the 22-yard line. We'll see if the Nightmares can score their first touchdown of the game. Hand off to Peterson. Gets a couple. They've been running the ball pretty decently, but they need to probably start passing it. It looks like they're going to do just that. They are in the gun. Williams dumping off deep to Gambla. Grayson Gambla with a first down. I think that's Gambla's second catch, so fresh set of downs for the Nightmares. Now hand off to Peterson, who has some space but is hit after a pickup of 5. Clock keeps rolling, 2nd and 5 here. Peterson with 51 yards on 12 attempts. That's just over a 4-yard per carry average. 4.25 if you want to be specific, but that pickup of only 2 is going to hurt that average a little bit. Make it 3rd and 3, so a 3rd down faces the Nightmares, and you have to think they need to convert it. Bonderman fullback dive, no doubt about it. That has been their go-to play a few times here today, and just like that, first down again for the Nightmares. We'll see if they get a playoff. They do, so good job getting a playoff before the end of the quarter. And Bonderman again, MVP if they win, but they are down by 17 here in the 4th. They are on offense, but have a lot of work to do. Down by 17 and have yet to even score a touchdown. Now, play action. There is a flag. It's Bonderman again, but I think it's coming back on a hold. Yes, it is. And so, on 2nd and 14 after the penalty, the Narwhals blow up that play. That'll make it 3rd and 18. How do you have a fullback? I don't understand the question. Every team has a fullback. And that tackle for loss is going to force a Nightmares punt. Not what they needed. Calvin Frost to return it. And that will get the Narwhals, to the 26-yard line. They are ahead by 17. We'll see if they can maintain the lead here. Ucker dropping back to pass again on first down. Throwing it. Wow, that could have been intercepted by the Nightmares. Instead falls harmlessly to the ground. Mark it 2nd and 10. Ucker drops back to pass. Has a wide open Virginia Emmett underneath, and Emmett gets the first down and then some. Pickup of about 15 or so. Emmett having a great game, 70 yards and a touchdown. Don't look at the rushing stats, but Sahil Qureshi making men miss in the backfield with a juke. Pickup of about 5. Qureshi hasn't done very much, but getting some, good yardage here or there. A few carries for 15, a few catches for 19. As Ucker dropped ball, had a receiver there. I couldn't tell who it was. Going to make it 3rd and 5. So now on the 46, it's Ucker under center. He's going to throw, and he's throwing deep. And well covered by the Nightmares. So the Nightmares clamp down on defense when they need to. They're going to get the ball back as David Vent, too, lines up to punt this one away. And Vent is going to punt it through the end zone. Going for the coffin, could not quite get it. So Nightmares take over at the 20-yard line. Now Williams under center in the weak eye. He's back to pass. Throws it to a wide open. Oh, no. He underthrew it, or the timing was wrong on the route. 2nd and 10. Looked like the receiver would have had some space and some blocks, but instead, incomplete. Now on the 2nd 10, Narwhals nearly intercept the pass to make it 3rd and 10. And It is getting tougher and tougher to see a Nightmares comeback in this one. They need to make something happen. There's a good pass to Boderman. Boderman making it happen. 15-yard pickup on third down. You love to see it. Clock is rolling though. We're halfway through this fourth quarter as Williams back to pass. He's slinging it deep, taking a page out of the Ucker book, but well covered again by the Narwhals, who've been playing really good defense today, actually. Not really allowing this Nightmares offense to get away with much of anything. Maybe a few runs here and there and a couple catches, but that's about it. As that pass is incomplete, you'd love to see the animation there. Might have been overthrown anyway. 3rd and 10, another third down for the Nightmares, and quick throw to Boderman. And that is a pickup of 5, and I would be, yes, I was going to say I'd be surprised if they weren't going for it. Nightmares do or die situation. It's 4th and 5. And there's a wide open, no! I think that's Luca De Ferrari on the drop, dropping the wide open pass. Would have been a first down easily, and then maybe some extra yards there. And that is likely going to do it. So turnover on downs is going to set the Narwhals up at the 41. They pick up a yard maybe from Sahil Qureshi on that run. Nightmares call their first time out of the half. And a fumble! But Jonathan checked himself with the heads-up play. Falls on it. Nearly a costly turnover for the Narwhals. Now 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 6. Qureshi to run it again. And they are going to get to about the 32-yard line. So this is interesting because now they're going to kick a field goal, and I don't know if they're going to make it. David Spence' kick is up, and it doinks off the left upright. It's a tough field goal, and he misses it. See, I would have actually gone for it if I wasn't confident in making the field goal. Instead, the Nightmares get the ball back, still down by 17, but they don't have much time and no timeouts, and they just burn their last timeout. Questionable call there. Going to make it 2nd and 2 now. 6-2 incoming. As Williams just gets rid of it, but the Narwhals close in on the ball. 3rd and 2. Now with trips to the left on 3rd and 2, Williams is back to pass. Gets rid of it quick, but cannot connect. Going to bring up another 4th down for this Nightmares team to face. Were not successful last time. They need to get this one in the worst way possible this time, as Williams back to pass has time and cannot connect with Peterson out of the backfield, and that is going to be the ball game. Victory formation here for the Narwhals, and they're going to kneel this one. And so with this game, the Narwhals are going to move up to 2-1. Nightmares are going to drop to 2-1. Kings are 0-3, and the Vipers are 2-1. We got 3 2-1 teams. All right. Nothing but chaos. You love to see it. And one more kneel down will seal this one. Narwhals with an impressive offensive game. And they come away with the victory. Could have even been more points if it weren't for a couple missed field goals and a missed PAT. But your final in this one's going to be 20-3. Narwhals getting some momentum after that opening week loss. Now won a couple games in a row. And yeah, looked to be a fairly well-rounded team, especially holding the Nightmares to only 3 points. That will do it. Look at the production from Fred Ucker there. 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is a great game from him. Ruff McGruff, I think, had a forced fumble or fumble recovery early on in the game, and then yeah, it was fairly dominant performance by the Narwhals. Nightmares could get a little bit going here and there, but just could not string enough together. And that will do it for us today in the Saturday matinee games. We got about an hour in, so that's pretty good. And yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. So everyone, hopefully you can tune in on Monday for the majors games, and we will be back with Dev League games on Tuesday. So we've got a couple days off here in the Dev League. So make sure everyone gets their activity checks in and updates in and whatnot, and make sure get your players on the right teams and everything like that. And I will see you all later.